So I've got a story, a hiking story from a couple days ago. So I'm just gathering some things here to get outside. And boy, what a day it was. We'll get into it. So last weekend, Saturday, my good lady and I were up in the San Bernardino Mountains National Forest. We're up there for a couple days. And on our way back to town, we did, go on a hike. We'd planned on going to this place called Deep Creek. There's hot springs there, and there's swimming holes, and so there's several ways there. And we chose kind of the easier route. There's a paved road, semi-dirt road, to get to this place, and then you can hike down to the creek. There was another way that was like a 4-mile hike that was kind of up and down. So we just wanted to kind of do a quicker one, kind of had to get home. And I was pretty certain that I'd been to this place before, this location. And it turned out I had not been to this place before, for sure. We had been to this creek. We'd been to this kind of, we'd been to this creek, but we hadn't been to this section where the hot springs are. And so I was mistaken, but I kind of understood that on the way there the last time, there was a store, and we could kind of get water and supplies and whatever we'd need before we get to the trailhead. Well, we're on our way, and we kind of are driving, and we ended up on this small mountain road, and by this time we'd driven 7 miles out, and I guess there's no store. And we get to the trailhead, which is 9 miles out of town, and we park, and I say, we don't have any water. What are we doing? We don't have any water. We should have turned back. But we kind of figured, well, we weren't totally sure how far down it was to the creek, but we were pretty certain it wasn't very far. And so we just thought, let's just make it down to the bottom. And I carry this a filter straw in my pack all the time. And so we thought, well, we'll fill up the little bag that attaches to the straw, and we'll just drink from the creek, no problem, So we, probably stupidly, but we were like, let's run it, let's do it. So we ran into a hiker within the first few minutes of the trail, and he let us know that it was about 2 miles down. And so we thought, no big deal. And he said, you'll know that you're there almost when the trail gets really steep going down, like really steep. I'm like, okay, cool. That's a good thing to know. So we're walking, and of course it ends up that it's not straight down. It's down and up and down and up and down and up. And we're going from the forest down into the desert, high desert, but the desert, below the tree line. And so we're getting really tired, and the only thing we actually have on us are a couple plums and several cucumbers with some dip. So we were hiking for about 35 minutes or so, 40 minutes, and like the kind of like the anxiety within me knowing that we really didn't have water, starts to get 40 minutes in, whatever. I turn around and I'm like, what are we doing? We're not even sure if we're on the right track. Let's stop. And we had a couple cucumbers. We found some shade and had some cucumbers. It was amazing to me because you don't realize how much these little mini cucumbers, how much water is in those things. When you're really thirsty, you notice how much water something has, and those cucumbers were a lifesaver for sure. Someday this will light. So off we go, and we finally get to this steep part. It's very steep, sliding down, sometimes putting our hands back, sliding down, sliding down. Now, mind you, this is the same way we have to leave too, so we are going to have to deal with this on the way back. So we do finally arrive, and it is like an oasis. Beautiful swimming hole in the high desert mountains in this valley, and there's hot springs. And there's these hot spring pools that go into the main creek, the cold water creek. And so parts of that creek are cold, warm, but it's warm water, It's perfect. It's completely idyllic. And we get there and we're like, we just got to get some water. We just need some water. We pull up to this hot spring, and we're looking at the water. There's already water coming out of the ground, and some guy comes out of the trees, and he's butt naked, comes out of the forest. He's like, hey, there's a pipe coming out of here. It's no problem. It's clean water. It's a little hot, but put it in the river and it'll cool off, Guy comes out naked from the forest, this hippie dude. He's like, where are you guys coming in from, This is my girlfriend, also naked. Hey, guys, welcome in. Like, what the hell? What is this day, man? What is this day? There's a ton of people there. There's a lot of drunk people. Not a lot, but, it's not rowdy, but, it's Saturday, mind you. So there's people that have hiked there, and they're kind of doing their thing. And a couple guys are talking about how the mushrooms are kicking in. So it's like, this is an interesting spot, interesting day. What the hell is going on? But so I go to fill up my little filter bag, You put the water in the bag, hook on the filter, and I get my water bottle so I can squeeze into the water bottle. Nice, fresh water. And the filter bag is busted, and it's spraying out the top of the bag instead of only coming out through the straw. And I'm like, oh gosh, like what are we gonna do? So I had to actually just pinch the thing while my lady squeezes the bag into the thing, and it was just this whole, it took like 30 minutes to fill up my one water bottle. And so we stayed a couple hours, and we managed to get, a couple bottles out, but then, it wasn't enough. I really just wanted to completely guzzle the thing. And so we made our way back out. We both had water. We were like, okay, let's do this. We got some cucumbers left. We got plums. We both had probably a bottle of water. We're doing all right. And we start to head out. My gosh, like that climb out of there was so brutal. And it probably took about an hour and a half to climb all the way back to the car. I used to road bike, like road cycle, and there's this term called bonking. And it's when you cramp up and you've just got nothing left. And I pretty much hit that wall for sure. My legs started cramping. I'm just walking slow, like. So Moral of the story, even if you're on a long, winding mountain road and you haven't gotten your water and you think it's going to be convenient to get to the water, just go get water, drive, turn around. Also, though, the big one for me, the big takeaway for me is I've had that filter in my bag for years and I haven't checked it. So, yeah, check your filter. Make sure that thing's working. It's years old. I'm sure there's better ones now, but yeah, gosh, what a day. What a day. I was completely wiped the following day, but we made it through. We had each other, some plums, some really watery cucumbers, and a couple bottles of filtered water. And yeah, got to swim with some hippies and stuff. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful area, though. I'll probably go back, but I don't think I'm going to go that direction. All right. Thanks for watching.